Welcome to Warp Legacy. When we last visited this truck, the engine was running, but she hadn't moved. So here I am digging a ramp in the dirt behind all the tires. There's another problem. We can't get it in gear. Universal fix. Hit it with a hammer. Now, two things are going on here. One, this is just stiff and corroded because it's been sitting there for years not moving. And the other thing is the shift linkage from the top of the steering column to the bottom of the steering column is not connected properly. Gotta fix that later. For now, we're shifting it at the bottom of the steering column. Well, nothing seems to be happening. Let's dig it out of the hole and see if that'll help. Still nothing, but we did determine that the front driver's side brake was completely locked up. Universal fix. Hit it with a hammer. Well, the universal fix didn't fix, so let's dig into it. Well, that's still stuck. But during that time, we realized we didn't check the transmission fluid properly. We just checked it when it was cold, and it said it was full. When you check transmission fluid, you need to start the engine and run the transmission through the gears, and then check it. And it was low. So, we made this funnel to get some transmission fluid into the tiny hole you need to put it in. And then we did this. And then we let it sit there for another year because all the depression and crap that I was dealing with last year. But this project has sprung into importance because that red truck that was in this video is no longer moving. We're not entirely sure exactly what's going on, but we know it has something to do with transmission, torque converter, something down there. Yeah, it's a problem. It's actually acting very similar to the way this blue truck was acting before we topped off the transmission. But when we checked the transmission fluid in the red truck, and we did check it correctly, it actually shows a little high. I can put it in gear, and if I rev the engine really high, it kind of sort of acts like it wants to move forward. Barely. Not nearly enough to do anything. So we're not entirely sure what is up with that. But since that truck is no longer working, and this blue one has a good drivetrain, we're going to work on the blue truck instead of the red truck. Still got to figure out how to get the red truck home though, because it is about 140 miles away. And yeah, we don't have a trailer big enough to put it on, and it's really expensive to get it towed that far or get it hauled that far. And yeah, but to get this truck running, all we should have to do is get the shift linkage in the steering column fixed, which that's the next thing I'm going to do is pull the steering column and start messing with that. And we need to redo the brakes. Whether we need to or not, that's a safety thing. I'm going to. It's been sitting for 20 years. I'm not going to rely on brakes that sat and rusted for 20 years without any maintenance or anything. I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid. Then beyond that, I got to get the mirror fixed, and then everything else that needs fixed on it can be broken while it's driving. Because it's things like getting that lift gate back up and running. And I know it was running when we stopped, but it's a hydraulic lift gate that's been sitting there for 20 years. And it's probably going to need a little bit of maintenance before it just goes back into service. I'd like to get the windshield replaced, but everything else is more cosmetic stuff. As long as she hasn't rusted to the point where she cracks in half when we drive her down the road. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. She has been in Michigan her whole life, though, so there is a lot of rust on her, and that should eventually get taken care of, at least so it stops getting worse. If you didn't see the first video on this truck, I'll throw a link to it on the end, and I probably already did throw a link in the little eye thing that's up in the corner. I think I pointed to the right corner. If not, feel free to make fun of me. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out. This truck is a special truck to me. It has a lot of sentimental value for reasons that are explained in the first video. So, go check it out. And if you want to see the rest of the story about this truck, subscribe, because there's going to be more videos about this truck. Also, let me know in the comments if you have anything like this truck that has some sort of sentimental value to you, that in someone else's hand they would probably just junk it, but you really want to get it up and running or get it back to work, whether it be a tool, a vehicle, anything. Let me know. This truck isn't junk. It's going to be really nice when it's done. Thank you for visiting Warped Legacy. Until next time, I'm Twan. Go define your legacy.